Hello Standard 8, welcome to English class by Mamta Shetty. Today's session is about Unit 2, 2.1 Vocation, Part 2nd. In the first session, we have already gone through the warming up and the first paragraph. In 2.1 Vocation, this is a poem by Rabindranath Tagore. Here, the main character of this poem is a small boy. Yes, in this poem, he wishes, the Rabindranath Tagore brings out a wish of a small boy. In the morning, when this boy goes to the school, he meets a hawker, or you can say he sees a hawker, and he finds that hawker is selling bangles and he is shouting in the road, right? And this boy wished that he wants to be a hawker. Why? Because he wants to spend his days in the road rather being inside the classroom. Inside the classroom, sitting in one place only, right? But here the boy wants to be an hawker so that there will be no rule. He can go to any road, he can go to any place, he can go home back at any time. Yes, and that was the reason he wants to become the hawker. Now we are going for the next paragraph. While returning from the school, when at 4 in the afternoon, yes, while returning from the school, I come back from school. Who is this I? The old, not sir, the young boy. Yes. So what does he see? I can see through the gate that the gate of the house, the gardener digging the ground. What does the gardener do? Digging the ground. The second person he sees is the gardener. He does what he likes with his spade. He soils his cloth with dust. Nobody takes him to task if he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. So now here the boy, when he comes back from the school, he sees a gardener working in the ground. He is digging. The spade is an instrument used to dig the soil. His clothes are dusted. No one is scolding him. The gardener is working in the hot sun and becoming wet. Now the boy wished that I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody to stop me from digging. Just as it gets dark in the evening, my mother sends me to the bed. So what does the boy say? The second person he wants to take an occupation is about a gardener. Why he wants to become a gardener? So that he can just keep digging the garden. And at that time, nobody will be scolding him even if his clothes get dirty, right? And whole day he can be out in the sun. Now at the night time, what happened? Just when it becomes dark in the evening, what does the mother says? Come on, finish up your work and go to bed, right? So this boy is also sent to bed in the night time, and we will see what happens after that, right? I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. So what happens in the evening when it is dark? The boy's mom asks him to go and sleep. Now the boy, when he goes to sleep, from the window he can see that the watchman, he is watching the place. He has a lamp in his hand, right? And he walks up and down the street. The lane means street. It is dark and lonely and no one is there. Everywhere there is calm and quiet. Only the lamp, it is only shining, and it looks like a giant with the one red eye in its head. This is a character from one of the famous Greek story. Yes, mythology story, that is Homer's Odyssey. Yes, so the poet is saying that the boy wished to be like a watchman. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with its shadow at his side and never goes once to the bed. I wish I were a watchman, walking the street all night, chasing the shadow with my lantern. So now see, after seeing the watchman who is taking a lamp and swinging, when he walks, the lamp moves here and there. Right? No one is there to be with him. No one is there. Only his shadow. Whose shadow? Watchman's shadow. Yes? It is with him when he walks. and never once goes to bed in his life, and he thinks that the watchman never goes to sleep. I wish, now here the boy wished that he was a watchman so that he can walk full night on the street, only chasing the shadows. Chasing the shadows means no robber, nothing, only chasing the shadows with my lantern. Yes? So here we end the poem. The poem, the main theme of the poem is that the boy wants a carefree life without any rules. Now there are rules. Morning get up, go to school. Come back, study. In the night, sleep. So this poem describes about the three main character in the or a person whom he meets. First one, hawker. Second one, gardener. Third one, watchman. Hawker, he is attracted to that hawker's work. Why? Because the hawker can go any road. He can go to any place. He can go home at any time. He is not restricted inside the four walls. Second person he is attracted the job which is at a gardener. Why gardener? The gardener can dig in the ground. He can spoil his dress. He can go out and work in the hot sun also, and during the wet, that can you can say rainy season also, right? So he is attracted to it, not to be confined in the house, rather being out and spoiling the dress, because mommy scolds when the dress gets dirty. Yes. The third person or the third job he is attracted is about a watchman. About watching. Why? Because as the night happens, your parents says that go to sleep. Yes? But the boy doesn't want to sleep. He wants to roam alone in the street. He doesn't want to sleep. Right? So what he is attracted to the watchman's work. Why? So that he can never go to bed. He can just roam in the street carrying a lantern. So these are the three vocation job he is attracted. That is, first one is hawker, second one is gardener, and the third one is a watchman. So a lovely poem. There is no rhyming verse type. It is a free verses. The tone is very direct. The structure is about unequal length. Language is very simple. It's an imaginary because hawker, then gardener, then the watchman. Right? This is a writing style of Rabindranath Tagore. Very beautiful poem. A wish of our children at your age where you don't like rules. You want a complete freedom, carefree life, no restriction. You want a life like that. So that's the thinking of a boy, young boy. Yes, and he meets the three persons. So just remember this poem, read it up. In the next session, we'll go through the exercise. Thank you.